Thank you, Coach. We are in the Pacific Northwest as we get set for football at CenturyLink Field here in Seattle. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Seattle Seahawks. This will be taken in at the 1. And what a return. Great field position all the way out to the 48-yard line.
Well, that return gives them a golden opportunity to go out in front. How will the defense respond after giving up that type of a return?
Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Yellow, ours on, 80! Yeah, let's get set, lunch.
On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. He's got Herndon, his tight end. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 14 yards there on the first play from scrimmage.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not even going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Throwing now is Mahomes. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. They'll try the left side. Chester. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Our game not even 2 minutes old, but a quick red zone opportunity. 1st and 10 right at the 20. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
Yellow! Here's a little 54. Here we go.
On 2nd and 11 now. Mahomes. This pass going to be caught by Hardman. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary.
And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. A great effort there, with his first career NFL touchdown, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Harrison Butker is on for the extra point. kick makes it through, but flags come flying in as well. It appears we're going to get a roughing call tacked on. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 16.
I'm going back to you.
This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And good yardage as he gets this one up to about the 23. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
Second and 2 at the 23-yard line.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple.
Let's put that team on the bus.
And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. 27 yards there, a first down.
And that was a nice, strong run by the guy they called the field general.
First and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Mike, 58, right there. Run left.
On first down, Carson. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Wilson, he'll find Metcalf. It's a gain of 12, first down Seahawks. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Throwing is Wilson. They'll run the screen with Carson. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It's a gain of 12, first down Seahawks.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 19, the 40, the 30. 10, and he will score. Touchdown, Kansas City. We thought this defense would be opportunistic, and they were. Here, you're already up. Now you got a 2-touchdown lead. I tell you, going out there on defense, did they have a little bit of extra momentum with a score already on the board?
Oh, without a doubt. That already felt good to them. They took it and used it and obviously put up another one. But here's the thing now. Some defense coordinators might want to pull their guys back a little bit because they don't want them to make mistakes because they're too overamped. Others say, I've got a 2-touchdown lead. Go get them, guys. They'll be even more aggressive.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. From the shotgun, Wilson. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And it's picked up by the Chiefs. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, it's going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They've got things going their way early. 14-0 lead and the football. 1st and 10. They'll start out here with a jet sweep. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at their 48-yard line.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
14, Seahawks, nothing.
Yellow. Go on, Eddie.
Here we go, D. Get off the field.
On 2nd down now. Chester, and he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Three bud.
Mahomes now on 1st down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Credit the sack to Shaquem Griffin. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17.
Check right 54. Right 54.
Mahomes now to throw, and he's got his receiver. That's Sammy Watkins. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
And the play clock about to expire. Andy Reid notices it and takes a timeout. That's their 2nd, so they'll have 1 remaining here in this 2nd quarter. We'll be right back. So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game.
Tight end right. Hey. 4 down.
The carry here for the big tight end. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. Calling a loss of 2 on the play. And it'll make this a 2nd and long.
It's just me and you.
They fake the give. Now Mahomes. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Working from the gun, Mahomes, and almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's fourth down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted. But I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
And now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason.
Well, whatever the relationship was between the special teams and the offense, it's gotten a heck of a lot closer after a return like that. The special teams just keep setting them up. The offense thinks they'll go out there and knock them down.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Easy. Touch.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Left side here taken in by Metcalf. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. He got 29 yards that time. An inaugural trip to the red zone here for the Seahawks. They've got a 1st and goal to go at the 7. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Russell Wilson, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Heck of a start to his season. He had 2 touchdowns in the opener last week, another one here in week 2.
Well, I don't want to call him a touchdown machine this early, but sometimes you get locked in, and you feel good about things. You get into that zone, and those touchdowns come in bunches. He may be off to that kind of a start.
It's like he was shot out of a cannon. I would imagine success this early, great momentum going forward for the rest of the year.
He keeps this up, they'll soon be chanting MVP anytime he touches the ball.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances.
And with a flag down, he goes down. So they're able to sack him. Now the penalty looks like it could be holding. Let's find out. So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. They go play fake. Mahomes. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, helped force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jordan Poyer, and he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line.
Well, it's third down. You're in a tight game in the loudest stadium in the NFL, and it's enough to rattle even the most seasoned of quarterbacks. And here, it looks like he's not quite on the same page as his receiver. This will wind up a turnover.
They'll run on first down. It's Carson. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before that he always told his runners, run around with the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Check. Gotta go. In and out. Let's go. Check, 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 check.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. Jennings was the one he was looking for, and it's third and short.
One left.
Quarterback, don't get knocked.
Four down.
From the gun, it's Wilson. And he finds Penny. 7 yards there. Good enough to move the sticks. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in his second week of the regular season. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Wilson after the play fake to Carson. Over the middle, that's caught by Metcalf. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. DK Metcalf. His second touchdown on the season, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Extra point by Moore, up and good. And the lead's down to a field goal at 17-14. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Chiefs' offense about set to begin this drive. And still plenty of time remaining here in the half, more than a minute. And we'll see if they just want to protect that lead or try to add on to it. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Charles Harris. What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13. To try again after the sack. Mahomes. This is complete to Watkins on the slant. And he'll be taken down, but they've got this one up to the 35-yard line. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first.
First down, Kansas City.
Mahomes now on first down. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 10 and a Kansas City first down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Mahomes now 6 of 10 in this first half. He's got his guys a first down here. From the gun, it's Mahomes. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
Yellow!
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. And again, it's Mahomes. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. The linebacker, Bobby Wagner, able to get back in coverage and knock it free.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Again, they'll throw with Mahomes. It's Hill, complete. Fighting his way through contact. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So a challenge coming down from the booth, and that's where these challenges come from, of course, in the final 2 minutes of the half.
Yeah, now we're going to New York, right? That's command central for the officials. They'll talk, they'll take a look at it, communicate with the referee at the game site, and issue a final decision because they do have the final call now.
Check right 27. Check right 27. So we got
On first down, Mahomes. That one complete to Hill. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1.
So on 2nd down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. And now a timeout defensively after that first down play. So they're going to make this offense sweat out half number 1. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. He was true on his first. This a tough one from 49 yards away. And this one is right down Broadway. So a big play before the end of the half to get him into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
After the field goal, here's Butker to kick it away. It's a very short kick, taken right at the 20. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
Let's go.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Wilson from the gun, he'll throw. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. The end result, 21 yards.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Move 15. Man. Friday. One left. Mike, 58, right there.
To throw is Wilson, operating from the gun. Oh, he can't hang on. That was a dream chance for any D lineman to possibly get a pick. But instead it falls down incomplete.
Second and 10 at the 40-yard line.
So second down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40.
Hey, four down.
Hey, watch the slant.
Here's Wilson to throw again. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 27, and they will take over at the 29-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
On first down, Chester. He works his way forward for a couple up past the 30.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Hey, let's get that ball here. Let's get that ball right here.
He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
Gets it to Hardman, a jet sweep, and that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up third down. On 3rd and long, it's Mahomes. They complete it to Hill. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. Here's the Chiefs punter now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Taken in at the 22. It's a 47-yard punt, return of 6. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And the interception last time on the opponent's side of the field, certainly not what they wanted.
Put it mildly, that is so frustrating because that signifies...
There he goes, left side. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. DK Metcalf. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. As his guys can now take the lead with the extra point. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And that will put them on top here in the 3rd. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
The Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
30-yard line.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Tight down. There you go.
They'll try the left side. Chester. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. Now it appears we've got a Chief moving pretty gingerly down there. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now a give, right side. It's Thompson. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
A good run got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3. Again, a run with Thompson. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
They're making it look easy out there. Another 1st down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 1st downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Now they'll throw with Mahomes. He's got Thompson here, complete. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. That's going to go as a loss of 6, and it'll set them back for 2nd down.
Matchbox, right. Hey, 57. 27. Strip the ball.
To throw again on 2nd down. Mahomes, his throw incomplete. It was Trey Flowers that time who got a hand in and broke it up.
The goal of anyone running a curl route is to make sure you try and get defenders on your back and shield them away from the football. But sometimes even when you run a good route, the defense finds a way to knock it away.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. To throw, it's Mahomes. Open man is Hill. He's got it. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 31-yard line.
1st down, Chiefs.
Mahomes now 5 straight completions here in this 2nd half. 1st and 10. They toss it to Thompson. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. And he'll get it down inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup there, and now they're left with a 3rd and 8.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
The Chiefs on third down. 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. Here's Mahomes to throw. He's going to let it go deep for the... And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This for a 4th quarter lead. And this one is right down the middle. And with that, they will move ahead by 2 here in the 4th. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
At their own 25-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And last time the formula was pretty simple. 1-play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, 1-play drive is exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was fairly easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
And we'll see if it's that easy here. Wilson now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Right here.
Now it's Carson. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right in midfield at the 50. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8. I tell you, they didn't give it to him much through the first 3 quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
Yeah, I'm not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well for them now. As you noted, if they want to ride him down the stretch, he should have fresh legs.
We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10.
Hey, Mike's 50.
From midfield now, here's Wilson. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 47, 20. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Short throw, pick 6 right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
Extra point right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And following the pick six, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
And throwing here to start the drive as they connect left side. And he's going to be ripped down by the face mask at the end of this, and that's going to add 15 more onto the end of this thing. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10.
Let's go.
From the shotgun, Wilson. This pass to Jennings, and he makes the catch. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Complete to Jerry Jennings. 1st and goal at the 2-yard line.
Here we go, let's bring it. Let's bring it.
And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Gary Jennings, his first touchdown here of the new campaign, as they have now chopped this lead down to 3. So they fought half the battle here, but they're still down.
Plenty of work still left for them, but they delivered on the first step in their comeback attempt.
Extra point by Marr, up and good. And the lead is down to 2. So the lead shaved to 2 now as the kickoff is away. This will be fielded at the 6. And now it looks like he's in some discomfort after being tackled at the end of that return. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. A little less than 4 minutes remaining, and the margin for error is small with this slim lead. Operate within your 4-minute offense here, Charles?
Definitely. Remember, the 4-minute offense doesn't always correspond to what's up on the clock. What they need to do is play a little bit of keep away right now. Run the clock down. Make sure their opponent doesn't get the ball back. Their dream scenario, get enough first downs and make them eat up their timeouts so the game ends when you're kneeling down with the football.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They go with Thompson again. Limited running room as he'll get about 3 to the 21. Now the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Now here's Mahomes. And going deep deep for Hill. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
Taking it about the 16. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. And I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. Do they want to be methodical, or do they want to take the big strike and go after it right now?
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. From the gun. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
On 3rd down, Wilson. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. He's been big. 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a first down here. 2 minutes remain, and that's our score differential as well. 2 points here in the 4th quarter. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. That's into the hands of his tight end, Will Dissly. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 1st down, Seattle, 16 yards the gain there.
Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position.
Wilson's throw caught by Metcalf, and he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion.
8 yards on the pickup, brings up 2nd and 2.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
Let's go.
Wilson to throw. They set up the screen to Penny. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Oh, I know it goes against the grain here. It totally goes against it, but you've got to drop the ball in that situation. He makes the catch, but he loses yards and doesn't get out of bounds.
The last catch took him 2 yards in the wrong direction, so now what can they do on 3rd? Throwing now is Wilson. And nearly intercepted there. That would have been ball game if he had clinched it and caught it. Instead, it gives him one more chance here on 4th down.
It's now 4th down.
So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So a big one coming now for Brett Maher. This for the lead in the final stages. Maher able to put this one through. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. All right, so time to reset here. It's a huge kick there, gives them the lead, but they've got to be careful that their celebrations aren't a little too premature.
You're exactly right about that, because there still is time for the other guys to run a few plays and get into field goal position. So this defense is going to need to come up with one final stop if they're going to get out of here with a victory.
The Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They're only in of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
They practice this all the time.
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect. Back to throw. This pass going to be caught by Hardman. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. And a timeout is called. So now you're looking at probably just one final play from back in their own territory, and they're going to need a miracle. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. To throw is Mahomes. Shakes off the sag, but now he's swallowed up and taken down. A costly sack. They'll have to use a timeout here. And barring a defensive penalty, they'll be looking at one final play. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. One final try for Mahomes. He's going to let it fly. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still, you're wondering, could it happen?